two are hungry.
Yep. Good thing you made a fresh plate of, I'm gonna say, strained orange pulp, mashed potatoes with amber food coloring, a pile of Sunny D slushy. I'm not sure what it is, but don't you try to pull off that vomitous mass as eggs. You know better.
Can I kill God?
Stop, Summer.
Summer took out an onslaught of underwater foes in the previous episode. How would she not be useful when going to battle anyone? And sure, she's a clone, so maybe that wasn't this summer, but it's too early in this episode to know that.
Sweetie, don't get all worked up before your job interview.
Job interview?
Show doesn't resolve this. I mean, I know that's the point, but you can almost hear the audible glee in the writer's room when they're like, let's introduce B-plot hanging threads so we can troll the audience with this ultimately meaningless episode. And you know how much I hate threads and things that are hanging. So Jerry and Morty are shot side by side, but in the overhead view, they're now separated by a table. And hey, where did that juicy plate of not eggs go? Oh no, they died. This show has killed its main characters so much that caring about them is like eating your 8th piece of pizza. I mean, you still like pizza and all, but at that point you've eaten too much. But also once you get to 8, is 9 really gonna make that much of a difference? So you stuff it down like the meaningless hunk of matter it is and wonder if anything even means anything anymore.
Hunt me, somebody hunt me!
If Sweaty Deathwish here truly wanted to be hunted, he'd be hiding in a bit more stealth. What he should be saying is, chase me, or kill me.
I'm Mr. Always Wants to Be Hunted.
Yes, and how interesting did you think that would stay?
Show then proceeds to hunt itself for the next 20-some minutes, making another self-referential dig, which in turn makes my job even harder, so ding it I shall. Golf.
Well, I don't see any stakes at all.
Summary of the biggest issue with Rick and Morty at this point somehow makes it into the episode. And by somehow, I mean the writers intentionally put it there as a meta wink to self-diffuse any criticism because they probably think it's not a bug, it's a feature, but in either case, it is a sin. So the new family we think is our family suddenly dies, and I guess this is the part where I remember that it isn't a new season of Rick and Morty until we have a good old game of Four Smith Monty. The only explanation as to how this green car missed the arrival of a spacecraft and the obliteration of the adjacent vehicle is distracted driving. Put your phones away, people. Holy crap, has Morty called me by your naming at the age of 14? When the outside grows on the inside and then reaches back outside, your plant addiction has gone too far. How many lavender shirts does one person who only wears coral shirts need? This armor somehow flattens the basketball hoop on the garage without it moving, folding, or pieces of it flying off. And also leaves large sections of the roof and walls unprotected. Rick would suck at purge survival is all I'm saying.
Decided it was maybe better as a kind of kinetic mislead for another special episode.
Jeez, Rick and Morty is so up its own ass with his fourth wall destruction. And I swear an episode in season 6 will just be a static camera filming the actual actor's table read. It will be so clever.
But then eat people. Yeah.
During this scene, I thought, oh, interesting, I'm eating popcorn too. And then, as each murder devolves into organs and viscous explosions, my level of popcorn enjoyment began to wane. This is a sin for me forgetting to never eat while watching this show.
I'm not looking at your ass!
Public beaches.
Summer, you fucking idiot.
Calling your granddaughter an idiot while concurrently exposing your dick in her direction.
Jerry, come on, family emergency.
A bigger emergency than my lemon squares not setting?
You mean those lemon squares that appear to be stacked nicely on top of each other, indicating that they have indeed set pretty well? All right, we've seen enough of these decoy houses to ask the question. Are we really suggesting that all these decoys have been set up with not only identical houses, but in identical neighborhoods? And most importantly, why do they all have the driveway crack from when the house was removed and replaced in season 1?
Think you got the wrong house, bro. Analysis mode, password 80085.
Kind of expected a funnier password.
I kind of expected a Rick would have shot another Rick in the head already in the time it took him to make that password boobs joke. Are the golden circles the decoys or the concentric circles? And why is there no text on the map so we can point out inconsistencies? This map is confusing and is hindering my ability to do my intended job of actually pointing out real sins instead of just making jokes. Or hindering my ability to make jokes instead of just pointing out real sins, depending on who you listen to.
Analysis mode 80085. No.
But if these aren't this Rick's decoys, then why were they on this Rick's terrible map?
Analysis mode, password 8 =, capital D.
Honestly, the vertical bar in number 3 works better in most fonts. Go ahead and throw in a few more equal signs while you're at it. Am I right, fellas?
Before you say anything, they were already killing each other.
And you saw that through 2 walls? Also, 3 spaceships, a lava gun, a house engulfed in flames, and exactly 0 nosy neighbors. Show doesn't know how to suburb correctly.
Connery plays the Spaniard, but does nothing about his
I
accent.
presume Decoy Rick would be excellent at TVSins on TVSins.
I say we split up. Some of us take down squids while the rest
Engage
of
in
us...
B stories while off the track simultaneously? No, thank you.
D&D conversations.
Why are we wearing these?
Better question. Where did you get these? Do they have an assortment of fabrics and foam to construct these costumes? Did they make a stop at the fabric store?
There's one.
Conveniently. Why is Jerry even holding an active bomb after the crash? Is it in any way in Jerry's character to be aware of how to do something like this or even want to do it in the first place? It's either accidentally convenient or out of character, and Cinny is hungry today, so feast, Cinny, feast. How exactly are these restraints containing the Smiths? If they have room to breathe, they have room to wriggle out the top of these things.
Can't kill you yet. The skin needs to be fresh.
So why peel the skin off at all? If the skin is removed from its blood supply, it'd likely start to die pretty quickly. The peeled skin is already unfresh is what I'm saying. Also, you can't simply banana someone and still leave the victim alive. At least that's what Jeremy told me.
Come on, there's a place we can go.
And despite knowing that all of the clones, decoys, would also be somewhat programmed to want to kill each other, they do in fact go. Is this decoy missing his pickle, Rick? It doesn't appear that Mr. Skin cut it off, and you can't spell decoy without the D.
What about the squids?
The Summers are going to explain that the squids were decoys who realized they were decoys and wanted to kill the other decoys, and sure, fine, whatever. But in a world of apparently countless decoys, have none of them died before now to start this Asimov cascade? Have you met Jerry? Like 12% of Jerry's die within the first year of existence.
An absolutely pendulous ball.
I mean, is that something anyone wants?
Now the only way to prove I'm real and not him is to ice his expository ass.
Self-referential exposition. The shield lowers, and somehow this version of the family is battle-charred and bruised, which seems unlikely because their shield has been protecting them up until now, and also in the previous shot, they were completely normal. I'll just point out once again that no one outside of the Smith family seems to be interested in this insane activity happening all around them. Not one civilian, passing cars, stray animals, police officer, or really anyone is alarmed by what is happening in these streets.
You want to get in one more I told you so about synthetic life or whatever this week's theme is?
How are these mouths moving? Big Bird's mouth moved because one of the puppeteer's arms was actually moving his head instead of Big Bird's other arm. But clearly both arms are functioning here as Rick gestures around. So what moves the mouth? I want to say technology. I want to believe technology. And I think it's just convenient animation because those heads are as hollow as a presidential promise. Rick survives this, I think. Or decoy Rick maybe survives whatever this is. Someone survives something. That much I'm sure. Ha! Both Jerrys stopped fighting to hug. Hunty McPherson here. One-shot fatalities the entire Smith family, but only wounds Rick for reasons? And did you just bleep McPherson? Oh, yeah, I hear it now.
You should have hunted me.
What? Who?
Since the show apparently wants to sin itself, I'll let Rick handle it from here.
Were you significant? Like, did we tee you up? You want to be hunted? God, I have so many questions. Decoys.
Decoys.
Decoy.
Decoy?
Decoys. Decoy. Decoy. Decoy.
Decoy?
Decoys. Decoys.
Decoys?
They were
Decoys?
decoys.
Decoys?
Decoys.
Decoys?
Decoys. 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 Decoys.
Decoys? Decoys?
Decoys.
Decoys?
Decoy. Decoy. Decoys. Decoys. Decoy. 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 Decoys. 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 The decoys. 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 Decoys.
Decoys?
Decoys. Decoys.
Decoys?
Decoy. Decoys. Decoy.
Decoy? Decoy? Decoys? Decoy?
Decoy.
Decoys?
Decoy. Decoys.
Decoys?
Decoys.
Decoy?
Decoy.
Decoy? Decoy? Say decoy again.
You.
Just the decoy stud.
Decoy family? You made more clones?
You're clones. You're copies of people out here in the world.
What?
Clones?
What?
Copies? What are you talking
Why?
about?
My spinach puffs. Saved them.
That's great. Good job.
Very good job.
Watch it. They're still hot.
What the f you think you're doing down there? You're making decoys?
You make a copy of a copy. It's not quite as sharp as, well, the original.
We can work this out. Just stop trying to kill each other.
The mistake you made was you killed my friend. So, I'm gonna kill each and every one of you. And the only disappointment in it for me is that I only get to do it once.
You ever make a copy of a copy?
I like pizza. I like it.
Nice beaver.